Hey guys, welcome back to Owoh's Corner. And I have been working on an animation for the past couple of days. I've been recording a lot of my footage, and you're gonna see some of it here in this video. And I wasn't able to post a new piece to my Instagram, so I'm kind of behind on that. But as I was working, something popped into my head that I kind of wanted to talk about. So, as you guys know, I am an animator. I'm an artist animator. And then I also attend college. And when I was first starting out, I found it difficult to manage my time until I finally decided to rearrange some things and to better handle my time. And so this is what the subject of this video is, to sort of tell you guys if you guys are doing YouTube or if you guys are using YouTube as a platform or diving board for something else that you want to do. You need to learn how to manage your time, especially if YouTube is not the only sole thing you do. So let's dive right on into it, because I can't think of a better segue into my points. Um, so as you guys know, I attend college. I'm majoring in general studies. I'm getting a digital media degree, and so on top of my schoolwork, I'm doing a lot of independent artwork, and I'm focusing on honing my craft. And so what you have to do is you have to set a precedent. Whenever you're split between two worlds, whenever you're split between two things you want to do, you have to say to yourself, okay, what's more important? For me, it's college. I love making videos, I love drawing, I love animating, but when it all boils down to it, college is the most important thing for me. And the thing about my classes this semester is I have assignments every day, except for the weekends. I have assignments every day. I always have a quiz or a self assessment or a discussion board to do. So, what I like to do is I like to set time aside for myself to do those assignments, because those assignments usually they only take me about an hour and a half to do. And a good thing is that while my mom is off at work, we actually have a daycare sitter to watch my grandmother. It allows me to focus on my college work, and it allows my mom to work longer at work, but we can still do our own things. And the day sitter, I mean, we don't really have money like that. They mostly come from around 11 to 5, sometimes 8 to 5, because my grandmother has dialysis early in the morning, and she's usually there till 11. So even then, I still have time to myself. So when the daycare provider is here, that is my air quotes school time. During that time period, I only work on my schoolwork. So I'm reading a chapter in my textbook, I'm looking at my canvas, I'm looking at our assignments that the teacher sent us, the writing prompts, so on and so forth. And then I'm working on whatever school assignments I have to complete for that day. And then usually I take an extra 15 minutes to look ahead to see what I need to do the next day. And I'll get a drop on reading that material. So that's how I do it. And for me, because school is my precedent, I'm always focused on school first. And so that means that I make sure I have my schoolwork done before I sit down for 2 or 3 hours or 5 hours to work on an animation or a drawing. And that's what you have to set up for yourself. You have to set up, okay, what is something that I have to focus my priorities on? And for me, that's school. For you, it might be your work or your small time business, or it might be your family or something. That's the first step, setting down a precedent, setting down what is important to you. Now, after that, what you need to do is you need to learn how to organize and set up your time. You need to have time to work on both. And not only that, you need to use your time effectively. Like I said, the day provider, they're here from around 11 to 5, so that's about 6-7 hours for me to work on schoolwork. Sometimes I'm done with my work early, sometimes I have extra time, and then I can dive into my art or my animation, and that's what I'll do. I'll work on my animation for 2 or 3 hours, take a small break, then work some more. You have to know how to manage your time. If you're going to work, usually you're trapped there from 9 to 5. And you do have your lunch break, and you do have other things that may give you more free time during work. I'm not too sure because I kind of have to keep this simple and open to interpretation. I don't know my viewers' whole life plan, their whole schedule. But usually when you go to work, you have a lunch break or you have some other form of break. And you can use that break effectively. You could just sit down during your break and you could eat, or you could go out to a restaurant or something, or a cafe for a quick bite to eat. And I'm not trying to say this to say, but during your break, you should plan your stuff out, okay? And I'm not saying that you can never have a moment where you can just sit down and relax. You can have that. But usually, you should be planning out your videos during your breaks, because recording is a thing, editing is a thing, finding a subject is a thing. So it's best to organize that stuff early and to know what you're doing ahead of time before you decide to go ahead and make it. Me, when I record myself drawing or when I record myself animating, I'm thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead. I usually record sessions between, I want to say, 2 to 3 hours, and I save those recordings and I record back to back. I take a few minutes of a break and I will take a break. I will eat. I will see how my mom or my grandmother's doing. And then I'm finding subjects to talk about or things that pique my interest. And I'm making a skeleton of a script or like just key points I want to get across or talk about. But then once that break is up, I'm back to recording. I'm back to schoolwork. After that, you are going to want to schedule your releases. And I will say this, start off small at first, at least for the first couple of months. Try to start off small, especially if YouTube is not the only thing you are doing. If you have a job, if you have school, the best thing I can say is post 1 video a week. If you're an artist or if you're an animator like me, post a piece of artwork one day and then a few days after that, post a video. That's what I do. I post a piece of art to my Instagram on Wednesdays, and then I post my videos on Saturdays or Sundays. And usually between those days, I like to post process work. It's all about how much time you take and how much time you dedicate to something. Dedication is dedication. You can make 1 video a week and be as successful as D'Angelo Wallace, or you can post every day or every other day like some vlogger. It really doesn't matter how often you post. What matters is the quality of the content. And if YouTube is not the only thing you are doing, You have other responsibilities. That's okay. It's okay to have other responsibilities. It's okay to do other things. It's just if you want to balance between the two, it's about you finding your own sort of comfort, what you're comfortable with. If you post once a week, if you post twice a week, if you post every single day, that's okay as long as you know how to manage your time and as long as you don't suffer burnout too fast or as long as it's good quality content. I can't post every day. So Wednesdays and Saturdays are big days for me. And that's okay. That's how I do things. And we all find our own way to do things. And as you develop, it is good to at least try to test yourself or try to push yourself. You can try to work on two pieces of art at the same time. You can try to post two videos at the same time. It's all about being gradual with it and figuring out what's comfortable with you, figuring out what doesn't cause you to fall back in your YouTube career or fall back in your out of YouTube career, your space or your schooling or whatever it is. You have to find the perfect balance for yourself. Now, another thing, and this is kind of it's a bit of a hard topic because no one really likes to think about it, but sometimes you have to take away the things that you enjoy. And I don't mean take them away entirely. I mean, you have to learn how to control yourself. If you want to make it big on YouTube, or if you want to get far in your career, or if you want to get your degree or get better grades in school, you have to learn when to put the phone down. You have to learn when to turn the TV off or pause your video game. And that's hard for some people. It's hard because me personally, I feel like I work so much that when I finally can calm down and when I finally can enjoy myself, I just want to enjoy myself to the fullest. And you can do that because I do that. Whenever I have a prolonged downtime to where I finish my videos, I finish my art, I finish my schoolwork, and I just have a bunch of free time to just relax. I do. I do relax. I do unwind. I take a nap. I play video games for a couple extra hours than I'm supposed to. Because the thing is that when it boils down to it, they're both work. Making videos for YouTube is still work. Working a 9 to 5, that's still work. Going to university or going to college, that's still work. So when you have that free time, by all means enjoy it. Do whatever you want to. It's good. It's good for you. But the thing is that you don't want to enjoy that downtime too much, because if you stagnate, then you're gonna fall behind in both, and that's not good for you. That's not good for your career. That's not good for your grades. That's not good for your job. That's not good for your YouTube career or viewership. You have to have some form of consistency. And even when you are relaxed, even when you are taking a nap, even when you are playing video games or reading or doing whatever you do, always sort of keep things in the back of your mind, contemplate on it. You don't have to come up with a new video idea that day, and you don't have to dip into your schoolwork that day. But, just remind yourself, hey, I'm going back to school tomorrow, or hey, I should really think about what my next video is going to be. And video games can be inspiration for you. Reading can be inspiration for you. Even social media can be inspiration for you, because there are so many things going on. you're intaking so much information. There are 100 subjects you can make a video on. There are 100 subjects that can relate back to what you're learning in school. So always keep that in mind whenever you're relaxing. When it boils down to it, this video is about managing your time and managing yourself so that you can be as optimal as possible, so that you can be as successful and well-rounded as possible. And I don't have all the answers. Me personally, I still struggle at times. There are some times where I play video games for just a bit too long, or there are times where I wait till the last minute to do my schoolwork. And, I haven't perfected it, but as I continue to do it, I have gotten better. I have gotten better at reaching certain benchmarks with my art. I have gotten better at working ahead of time on my schoolwork and doing my quizzes earlier or studying early. I've gotten better, and it's still a learning process. I'm still learning how to better manage my time and learning some more self-control. And one day further down the line, I would like to post more often. I would like to make more videos, but I'm at a happy, comfortable level right now. I'm at a good spot, I believe. And I just wanted to tell you guys about this. Guys, I am not an expert. I am not a specialist on this subject. The thing about tips and tricks on my channel is that I try to share with you guys the things that I've learned and the things that I've grown to understand, because you will never see me call myself an expert on something, on anything. But if there's something that I learned, I would definitely love to share it with you guys so that you guys can take some inspiration, or you guys can go the mile and figure out how to do something that you love. So this has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share even. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.